Right now, there are over 43,000 U.S. employer positions actively seeking foreign workers with visa sponsorship already in place. I am not talking about tech jobs. I am not talking about H-1B lottery jobs where you need a master's degree and years of specialized experience. I am talking about jobs, real, legal, documented, federally registered jobs that are available to people without a college degree. Jobs where the employer has already filed paperwork with the U.S. Department of Labor. Jobs where someone in another country right now could qualify. But here is the part most people are missing. The 2026 H-2B visa cap has already been reached for the first half of the fiscal year. And the supplemental visa allocations released under the Department of Homeland Security, those are being processed right now, and they fill up fast. If you have been waiting for the right moment to explore U.S. work sponsorship, that moment is not next year. That moment is this video. My name is Raymond Crivello. I am a senior immigration analyst and consultant, and on this channel, I break down complex immigration developments into clear, fact-based analysis you can actually understand and act on. I do not do rumors. I do not do sensational headlines. Every piece of information I share is grounded in official government policy, USCIS regulatory guidance, and publicly verifiable federal records. Before we begin, I want to be very clear about something. I am not your attorney. The content in this video is strictly for educational and informational purposes. Immigration law is complex, and every individual situation is different. Always consult with a licensed immigration attorney or accredited representative about your specific case before taking any legal action. With that said, let's get into it. To understand why these 7 jobs matter so much right now, you need to understand what is happening structurally in U.S. immigration in 2026. The United States is facing what labor economists are calling a sustained essential workforce gap. Industries like hospitality, construction, agriculture, healthcare support, and seasonal logistics are operating below capacity, not because Americans do not want to work, but because the available workforce simply cannot meet demand in certain regions and seasons. This is the policy reality that drives the H-2B and H-2A visa programs. These programs exist specifically to allow U.S. employers to legally sponsor foreign workers when they can demonstrate to the Department of Labor that qualified U.S. workers are unavailable for the position. The Department of Labor maintains an official website called seasonaljobs.dol.gov. That is where legitimate, federally registered sponsorship positions are listed. I want you to remember that website. I will put the link in the description below. Any employer offering you sponsorship should be verifiable on that site or through official USCIS channels. Now, here is what is critical. The visa categories we are about to discuss are not future proposals. They are existing, operational visa pathways. They have legal authority under the Immigration and Nationality Act. They have established petition processes. They have real employers filing real petitions right now. Let me show you exactly which jobs are driving these sponsorships in 2026. Job number 1, hotel and resort housekeeper or hospitality worker. The number 1 category driving H-2B sponsorship right now is hospitality. Hotels and resorts, particularly in Florida, Nevada, Hawaii, and coastal tourist regions, are sponsoring thousands of housekeepers, front desk workers, laundry attendants, and food service staff every single year. No degree is required. Many employers do not even require prior hotel experience, just a willingness to work, reliability, and legal authorization to be sponsored. Under the H-2B program, the employer files Form I-129, that is the petition for non-immigrant worker, with USCIS, after first receiving a temporary labor certification from the Department of Labor. This proves that no qualified American worker was available for this role. If you go to Indeed.com right now and filter for visa sponsorship, entry level, no degree required, housekeeping and hospitality roles appear consistently. I have put a direct search link in the description below so you can verify this yourself. Job number 2, landscape worker or groundskeeper. Landscaping is one of the single largest users of H-2B visas in the United States year over year. Companies that maintain golf courses, residential developments, highway medians, and corporate campuses routinely sponsor workers from Mexico, Guatemala, Jamaica, and other countries with strong H-2B bilateral agreements. The work involves mowing, planting, irrigation, and general outdoor maintenance. No degree, no specialized training required by most employers. Physical fitness and willingness to work outdoors in varying weather conditions are the typical requirements. But here is what is critical about landscaping in 2026. This sector was specifically flagged by the Department of Homeland Security when it authorized supplemental H-2B cap relief. That means additional visas above the annual statutory cap have been made available precisely because this industry had a demonstrated shortage that the regular cap could not address. This is what many people are misunderstanding. When people hear H-2B cap is reached, they assume all opportunities are gone, but the supplemental cap releases, authorized under 8 CFR Part 214, create a second window. And that window is open right now. Job number 3, agricultural worker or farm labor. Now, agriculture is an entirely separate program from H-2B. The H-2A visa has no statutory cap. Let me say that again. The H-2A visa has no annual limit. This is a critical distinction that most people do not know. Under the H-2A program, authorized under Section 101A 15 H-E-A of the Immigration and Nationality Act, U.S. agricultural employers can bring in as many qualified foreign workers as they need, provided they meet the labor market test requirements from the Department of Labor. The official resource for H-2A information is farmers.gov, the USDA's official portal, which has a complete H-2A guide. I have linked it in the description. Jobs available include crop harvesting, orchard picking, dairy farm operations, poultry processing, and general farm maintenance. No degree required. No English language requirement in many cases. Many H-2A positions include free employer-provided housing and transportation as mandated by federal regulations. This makes H-2A one of the most accessible sponsorship pathways for first-time visa seekers. Job number 4, construction laborer or trades helper. Construction is booming across the United States. Infrastructure legislation passed in recent years has pumped billions of dollars into road, bridge, utility, and residential construction, and the labor demand is outpacing domestic supply in many markets. Construction laborers, concrete workers, roofers, painters, and general trade helpers are being sponsored under both the H-2B non-immigrant program and, in some cases, the EB-3 unskilled worker category, which is an employment-based green card pathway. EB-3 unskilled worker sponsorship is slower. We are talking about multi-year processing timelines depending on your country of birth, but it is a pathway that leads to permanent residency, not just a temporary work visa. This is a distinction worth understanding deeply if long-term U.S. residency is your goal. ZipRecruiter is another platform where you can filter specifically for entry-level positions with visa sponsorship. I have also linked that search in the description. But always, verify any employer through official USCIS or DOL channels before paying anyone any money or signing any contract. Job number 5, meat processing or food manufacturing worker. Food processing, particularly meat packing and poultry processing, has been one of the most consistent industries for foreign worker sponsorship in the United States for decades. These facilities operate in rural areas of states like Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, and the Carolinas. The work is physically demanding. It involves repetitive motion on production lines, cold temperatures, and strict food safety compliance. But many of these employers offer sponsorship, competitive wages relative to cost of living in those regions, and in some cases, assistance with worker housing or relocation. Some of the larger food processing companies have established H-2B and EB-3 sponsorship pipelines specifically because they have chronic worker shortages that domestic labor markets cannot fill consistently. There is one detail most people are completely missing about food processing sponsorship in 2026. Several major employers in this sector have pre-certified their job orders with the Department of Labor for the entire fiscal year. That means they are not waiting for approval. They are ready to hire. If you have the right profile, the processing time can be significantly faster than you might expect. Job number 6, home health aide or personal care assistant. The aging U.S. population is creating one of the most urgent labor needs in the country's history. By 2026, projections from the Bureau of Labor Statistics indicate that home health aide and personal care aide positions are among the fastest growing job categories in the country. These are not nursing jobs. They do not require a degree. Home health aides assist elderly or disabled individuals with daily activities, bathing, meal preparation, medication reminders, and companionship. The emotional component of this work is significant, and employers value compassion and reliability as much as technical skill. Some states have established their own pathways for sponsoring caregivers, and several employers have been granted authorization to use EB-3 or H-2B pathways, depending on the classification of the position. Because of the critical nature of this workforce, it has received particular attention at the federal regulatory level. This could affect you even if you are not currently in a healthcare-adjacent field. If you have family caregiving experience, elder care background, or simply a track record of reliable, compassionate service work, you may qualify.